We do have a call. Joe?
I hope I'll be able to express my opinion without getting cut off, and I hope we both can be respectful to each other. Now, in saying that, there's certain places we have to respect, and church is one of them. If you want to protest outside of a church or a protest around the cardinal residency, that is fine. I put that in the same category when you had some soldier that gave their life up for their country, and the family is at a funeral, and you got protesters outside of a funeral protesting. And certain things is just wrong. Inside a religious place where they having religious services, people going there, that's holy ground, all right? They are practicing their faith. And to come into a place like that and protest, it's just wrong. I can't put it no other way to say it. It's just plain is the right way to do everything, and they were just wrong.
Okay, Joe. Thanks for your call. Well, one thing that I would say, and I went to a seminary and trained for the pastorate of the United Church of Christ, the same church that Reverend Jeremiah Wright is affiliated with, and I just want to remind the caller and to other viewers that one of the incidents that's recorded in the New Testament, in the Gospels, is when Jesus went into the temple. It went into the temple. This was the most holy place for Jews. He went into the temple in Jerusalem and threw the money changers out of the temple. He overturned their tables and said to them, "You have made my Father's house a den of thieves," and threw them out of there. What comment would you make?
No, I agree wholeheartedly with that comment. And take it because I'm coughing for a second, so I don't.
Yeah, well, people of course do have especially in the United States, the church and other places of worship are held in high esteem. But it seems to me that the protesters, I believe, now I haven't talked to them about this, but I think they probably made a conscious effort not to disrupt the Eucharistic liturgy. The part of the service where Catholics believe the wine and the bread is turned into the body and the blood of Jesus. I think they made an effort not to disrupt that, but to interrupt the Cardinal's sermon by providing him with words that he may have been using instead of what he was talking about. Did you have anything?
I'm certain that they timed their die-in intentionally to take place during the homily, and from where I sat, I do have to respond to some of the charges that have been made in the media as an eyewitness. And then I watched it on YouTube or one of those formats. And honestly, the 6 young people involved, I believe, intended to get the stage blood only on themselves. And it squirted only after they were grabbed by the ushers and security personnel. And then it did squirt. And it was dramatic. But I think people have to realize that was unintentional. I cannot for a second believe that one of them ever wanted that to take place. And since they were arrested and finally bailed out with the help of the progressive community here in Chicago, that had to raise a lot of money to get them back with us again, some of the blog posts and letters to the editor that have been posted, are nothing more than death threats to them. And for young people that age to be suffering from that kind of torment is really unforgivable as far as I'm concerned.
Well, there are people who are contacting the Archdiocese and asking Cardinal George to not press at least the felony charges, and the damaged carpet, I'm sure, could be replaced. The restitution could be ordered by the court following adjudication of the misdemeanor charges. And it would be a shame, it seems to me, for these young people to have on their records felony charges, much less convictions. So if anyone out there has persons in the Archdiocese, that particularly in the Chancery Office, that they could contact to ask the Cardinal to drop these charges, that would certainly be an effort well done. I want to touch a little bit on this the Reverend Jeremiah Wright issue, because I read complete reports of what Wright said. For the most part, on the media, we saw this cycle of sound bites, short clips, and I was struck by the fact that Jeremiah Wright was speaking out of the prophetic tradition that I had a lot of respect for when I was in the Christian faith community. I haven't been for many years, but one of the persons I really liked there was the Old Testament prophet Jeremiah, who said things to the king, criticized the leadership of his own nation in terms that were reminiscent of the words used by Jeremiah Wright, in actually bringing down the judgment of God on the nation for its crimes. And compare Wright to Cardinal George, sitting down and having lunch, wining and dining with George Bush. That's something the Old Testament prophet would not have done.
No, he would not. No,
he wouldn't have been invited to the dinner to begin with.
No, he would not have. And I have to tell you, when I saw the comments on one of the network news programs that Reverend Wright made, I hadn't heard them before, and I sat on myself and applauded, because I agree wholeheartedly with what he said. And it's a shame that people in a position of power in churches, because they are supposed to be moral authorities, are not as straightforward as, say, Reverend Wright.
Yeah.
I do think the Holy Name 6 event on Easter Sunday was a wake-up call. It's actually a call to action to those in the Catholic community. I think it's a signal to those folks that are in parishes who are concerned about peace and social justice. Go to your pastor and ask him to do a sermon on the war in Iraq and Afghanistan. Ask your pastor to call Cardinal George and at least have the felony charges dropped. It cannot hurt. I do know there are folks out there trying to do that in a number of parishes, and I think that's a very important solidarity effort those within the Catholic faith can make if they're really interested in living in accordance with the social gospels of Jesus.
Well, I would just like to say that we in the Gay Liberation Network are very proud, particularly of our member who was among the Holy Name 6. But we're proud of all of them for engaging in this direct action, and we think it was really important to get the word out there that the war in Iraq is still going on, the occupation is still going on. It's having deadly consequences not only for U.S. Military personnel, but even more so for the Iraqis. And the war must end. And anything that can be done in that direction is, needs to be done. Well, we need to wind this up. I want to thank our guest for this evening, Kevin Clark.
Thank you, Bob.